football, the world's most popular sport, or if you're watching from the New World or the Penal Colony, soccer. Now, Australian rules football, as far as I can ascertain, that's just a fight with a ball. And American football, I am actually a fan. I'm a Dolphins fan. But when it comes to soccer, or football as the rest of the world calls it, I really don't care. And I know there are people who dedicate their lives to watching the game, but to me, I have no interest in watching 22 millionaires chase a bag of wind for an hour and a half. But one thing I care about even less than football is women's football. And I don't wish to sound sexist, but I watched the Women's World Cup final and it was like watching the men's game played at half speed. That being said, the women, if they're tapped on the shoulder, don't go down like they've fucking been shot. But yesterday, the FA passed a very important ruling when it comes to the women's game. The FA is banning trans women from competing in the women's game. And surely that's a good thing. And I'm not being transphobic. As I've said many times, I believe most trans people are just trying to live their lives. But it's the hardliners that ruin things for everyone else. Like India Willoughby.
Wow. Just heard the news that trans people are now banned from football. This is crazy, absolutely insane. Trans people haven't done anything, yet we're being stigmatized and demonized in such a horrible way. This is full-blown trans apartheid. And it's all down to 6 years of incessant fear-mongering and scaremongering by the UK media, politicians, the religious right. It's so unfair. How is a trans person now supposed to lead a normal life, either in the workplace or socially? Everything we do is going to be humiliating and stigmatizing. These are innocent people. They're no threat to anyone. They haven't committed a crime. But all of a sudden, out the blue, following that wicked, horrific UK Supreme Court ruling, you're asking these innocent individuals to start using different facilities purely on the strength that they happen to be trans.
So that's India, a biological male who apparently brushes his hair with a balloon. And no, India, trans people have not been banned from football. Biological males have been banned from competing against biological females, and surely that's a good thing. In the UK, the average height of a woman is 5'3". The average height of a man is 5'9". So even if he isn't a very good footballer, when it comes to a shoulder barge, any trans player can knock the shit out of a female. And it isn't 6 years of the media or religious groups or whatever picking on trans people. It's 6 years of hardcore trans activists not knowing when to fucking stop. It's been 6 years of men barging into women's changing rooms, demanding that they are women, demanding that women, lesbians, suck their girl dick. It's fucking vile. And this High Court ruling, I expect every fucking sport to follow suit. The Telegraph had this misleading headline: transgender people have not been banned from football. Biological males have been banned from the women's game. And that makes sense. Men and women compete separately because we are very, very different. Generally speaking, men tend to be larger. We have larger hearts, greater lung capacity, more twitch fibres, denser bones. A man competing against a woman puts the woman in danger. Believe it or not, my sport used to be fencing. And one time, the female instructor asked me to hit her with everything I had. Now, this woman, she'd competed internationally, and I was about 15 years old. I hit her with everything I had and knocked her over. It was like there was nothing there. And I'm not trying to sound sexist. It's just biology. Only 2.5% of women have the same strength, the same, not superior, as the average man. So men and women should not be competing against one another. For a man to say he identifies as a woman so he should be able to play women's football, that's as ridiculous as if I said I now identify as an 8-year-old and I'll tell you what, I'm winning that fucking child's karate tournament. Of course, I can't speak for trans people, but I believe the vast majority would go along with the ruling, saying yes, that's right. Men should not compete against women, but these hardcore fuckers like India Willoughby with their endless victimhood narrative, it's becoming so tiresome.
FA has been quite steadfast in their support for the participation of trans women up to now, so I was shocked, and I was clearly upset and disappointed that, you know, this means that I'm having to stop playing football.
Hard to believe that person wasn't actually born a biological female. No, mate, you don't have to give up football. You have to give up playing against women where you have a massively unfair advantage. And listen to him. His voice sounds like mine, if not deeper. Now, I used to have long hair. I used to have hair. At no point when I had long hair did I think, right, I'm now a lass. And the whole gender identity thing, it's so fucking exhausting. Because no matter what the rest of us do, it'll never be enough. For example, if we take the non-binary types, say they use they, them pronouns. Now, personally, I think anyone that does that is an attention-seeking fucktard. And also, do you remember when people used to have personalities, not just identities? So a person is a they, them. If I ask, why do you use they, them pronouns, then I'm a fucking bigot. However, if I don't automatically know their pronouns, then I need to educate myself. Where does it fucking end? I honestly think and hope we're starting to see a change. The woke nonsense, most of us have had enough of it. I don't mind if a man identifies as a woman. If he says his name is Sharon, I'll fucking call him Sharon, because generally speaking, I'm not an arsehole. But I won't believe that he is a woman or that he should be in a woman's changing room. In the same way that our woke, left, diabolical government, in a video I posted yesterday about local elections, they are being utterly fucking destroyed. Finally, hopefully, Britain is waking up. So that was a short video, and if you hadn't guessed already, it was completely unscripted, which is why it's a bit shit. That being said, if you enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you could leave a like or a comment, that really helps the algorithm. If you'd like to support me in making these videos, and so many of you have done already, I am eternally grateful. There are links in the description to either buy me a coffee, which is a one-off tip, which is fantastic, or if you want to make a monthly commitment to supporting a tubby middle-aged dickhead ranting at a nature reserve, then there's the link to my new Patreon. As ever, thanks for watching. Football, the world's most popular sport. I think cricket's second. I prefer cricket. I don't watch football. I think the last time I watched England, David Beckham was still playing. Strange thing about football is when I tell people I don't watch it, certain types of people, dickheads, will assume that I'm unpatriotic. Now, to be blunt, I didn't control the country I was born in, but I am a proud Englishman. So what I do to counter them is say, okay, if I'm not patriotic, what does the word England actually mean? And they never fucking know. Of course, it means Angles land. Here in the UK, it's a bank holiday weekend, so it'll be 3 days of arseholes playing dance music loudly in their front gardens, whilst also having barbecues which they'll massively overcook. Didn't even get a word out. Trans apartheid. Coming from a man who'll force himself into a woman's space, not caring if the women in said space feel threatened. Because let's be blunt, if you're a biological male and you go into a female-only space, you are always the threat, no matter what you identify as, and fuck it.